So resort fees are one of the biggest scams in the hospitality industry, but what you don't know and what I learned in researching this video will probably make your head spin with good reason. We're going to expose the resort fee scam, tell you how it all started and how it spread across the country like some kind of cancer to every single town that has a 5-star resort available, and even most motor hotels seem to have them nowadays. By the end of this video, you're going to understand how deep the scam runs, what the money actually goes to, and how it's nearly impossible to get out of them, and how the government even had to step in 2024 and put in laws that took effect this year to let you have a little bit more empowerment when you're booking your rooms. So let's go and check out this area on the Las Vegas Strip. We've got some construction updates to show you. My name is Steven. I'm not leaving Las Vegas. The casino's worst nightmare, because I tell you how it really is. Maybe the only Vegas YouTuber telling you how it really is. And as we say around here, 1, 2, 3, and action. So you guys watch my channel, right?
All the time.
What's your name?
Brian.
Brian, and you are?
Brenda.
Brenda, Brian and Brenda. Where are you guys from?
Texas.
Tejas, okay. Do you guys have resort fees in Texas?
No.
No, you don't?
No.
You say that like, of course not, because it's Texas.
Not. It's Texas.
Okay, I got you. What do you think of resort fees here in town?
I think they're just another way to scam the people out of an extra buck.
All right, so first let's talk about the magic number. And the magic number is $1.5 billion. $1.5 billion. That's how much the city actually takes in from resort fees. And we can prove it using math, which we'll do in a sec. How much is $1.5 billion, though? $1.5 billion is enough to build Texas Stadium down in Texas, or Allegiant Stadium here in Vegas, or the entire box office for Avengers movies, some of the most successful movies of all time. We're out here right now in front of Old Red. What's interesting about this is that the Bottle Blonde is opening behind us, and if you've been to Vegas in the past 3 years, you'll recognize this is a place with tons of construction scaffolding. It's all gone now. That's an amazing update for you guys who have been watching this area. So $1.5 billion. How do we get there? It's simple, and the math doesn't lie. So the average resort fee in Vegas, and the city, the Strip, downtown, is going to run between $45 to $50 per night. Some of them are lower, some of them are higher. Most of the rooms have a resort fee attached to them, and we have, on average, 85,000 rooms on the Las Vegas Strip, and when we take everything and smush it together, we have 145,000 rooms. So let's do some simple math, right? Assuming these rooms are at 85% capacity, we have a total of 145,000 rooms. This gives us about $6 million a day, or well over $2 billion a year collected. And if we just do the Strip, it comes out to $1.5 billion. Now, as I'm standing here in front of the Paris Hotel and the Horseshoe, obviously properties that in the past when they opened didn't have fees, you might wonder how these fees kind of crept into place. Why do they even exist? Well, they exist because when they first came out, people were very accepting of them, and they give you actual value. So the biggest scam about all this is that these are things that you're paying for with the resort fee that you don't need to pay for in the year 2025. And to understand what I mean, we should actually go back a little bit to about 2005, when the first crop of resorts charging for resort fees in Vegas came into existence. Back in 2005, most people didn't have a smart device in their hand. There was no iPhone, and if you had a smart device, it was like a Palm Pilot, which most people couldn't get online unless they were to, connect it to Wi-Fi, which was a novel idea at the time. And so most people needed to buy these amenities from resorts a la carte. You would check into your hotel, you might want to connect to the Wi-Fi, they charge you for the Wi-Fi. You might want to get on the phone and do local calls, because back then plans were actually billed per minute on your cell phone plan, if you even had a cell phone, and that made total sense. And if you wanted to use a nice pool or a fitness center or anything else like that, why don't we just bundle it into a $10 or $15 per night fee, so we can make it make sense for you to pay one fee instead of everything on the side. And for a while, the consumers actually accepted this. But flash forward to 2025, all of that's out the window. Let's see how absurd and stupid this is when we put it into perspective, all right? So we had to snap our fingers and magically transport ourselves into the Paris. So welcome to the digital baccarat, blackjack, roulette, and craps pit here at the Paris Hotel. Our camera was overheating. Yeah, it makes no sense, right? Think about it this way. If you're traveling somewhere, you most likely have a smart device, so the need for internet is largely gone. If you had a laptop or a tablet that you wanted to connect to the internet, you could always connect it here at most likely a higher speed than the slow Wi-Fi at your hotel, and certainly in a much more secure fashion. When it comes to calling, we no longer pay per minute for our cell phone plans, so you get unlimited local calling with the device in the palm of your hand. And when it comes to hotel pools and things like gyms and fitness centers, there's a couple of things here that work against you. If you're not a gym goer, or you decided to take a week off from the gym, never want to use the gym, or if you come to Vegas in the wintertime when maybe that pool you wanted to go to was unheated and not available, or if you're just unlucky enough to come in May or June of 2025 to a place like Flamingo where their pool renovations went on a little bit too long. But the resort fees have just grown exponentially. And what's really bizarre is that the company I'm sitting in right now, Caesars, when the resort fees first came out, they actually worked against the grain and announced something that a property here in Vegas has recently announced, which is no resort fees at Caesars Palace. They were against the resort fees, but now they've become a part of the DNA of a profit model of a hotel. So how do you get back at resort fees? Everybody's going to tell you there's some secret ways. Let me tell you why those secret ways are not what you think they are, and why you'll probably spend more in order to save a measly $50 per night. So in my video exposing the casino death spiral, which you can watch by clicking the eye icon near my head or the playlist that I put in the first comment of this video, you would... This lady is really upset. How long have you been waiting for?
Too damn long.
Yeah, is it a cash out or hand pay?
Put in money and then it just froze.
Oh my gosh, the machine's frozen. That's crazy. Look at that. Whenever they can, they just let you hang. That's not fair. You should have walked up with diamond rings and big stacks of cash. That would have been over right away. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Yeah, they're trying to help this lady out, and I've tried to refilm this about 10 times. You can see the machine is completely jammed. Look, I'm going to be quite frank with you. This is where I got to leave right now because I shouldn't have had that conversation, and I see that there's a manager looking at me, I think. Be sure to subscribe to the channel because this is the kind of stuff that I want to expose, how they actually treat people in Vegas. They're not treating these people very well, and they're pretty upset. You don't have to be a high roller to get your machine fixed from a jammed situation. So yeah, be sure to subscribe. We're inside only because it's so damn hot outside. My camera stops working. We go through this kind of stuff. Yeah, going back onto topic. So then what's being done in terms of giving you value for those resort fees? And the answer is unfortunately pretty much nothing. Yeah, these fees aren't going anywhere, and you're just padding the pockets of these companies. And as the resort fees get bigger and bigger, you might ask, how can I get out of the resort fees? And no doubt there'll be people in my comments right now saying that they don't have any resort fees because they have a certain amount of play in the casino, or they don't have resort fees because they have credit cards that have rewards with the casino, both of which, by the way, are terrible options if you're a casual Vegas fan. I mean, put it this way, right? Let's say you come to Vegas once every few years, or it's your first time coming into town, and heaven forbid you want to spend a good 5 days in Vegas. In that case, you're looking at extra $300 or so in resort fees, depending on what kind of property you go to and what the quality of the room is like. But at the end of the day, $300 in resort fees are not going to be comped unless your play is astronomically huge, which means you've lost a lot of money on your stay already, unless you have that money to risk. You know, don't try to get the level of play to get your room resort fees offset, is what I'm saying to you. And those rewards credit cards that you have, well, just ask yourself an important question, and that question being, how much do you want to go into debt in order to get $300 waived for your resort fees on a room in Vegas? And both of which are terrible options. So yeah, I mean, if you're going to come on a regular basis, maybe in time your fees are waived, but don't go into debt in order to remove your resort fees. It doesn't make any sense. By the way, you probably don't know this because nobody knows this, but this replica of this really famous French landmark, I believe this is called the Ark Demon or something like that. It has all these names of people who died in world wars printed on it, and you can't even get to it unless you crud across the valet like a jackass and nearly get hit by cars, which is why you should subscribe to my channel, and I'm going to keep telling you to do so, because if I don't tell you, nobody will. Yeah, Vegas has some amazing things that you should come and take a look at like nowhere else. So at the end of the day, I mean, it's resort fees. What are you going to do about it? Well, the government has tried to do something about it. What they did was they passed a law that forced companies and websites that are booking hotel rooms, be it the actual hotel company themselves or a travel website, to include the cost of the fees up front in the prices. much like airlines were forced to do almost 30 years ago when it became evident that the internet was going to change the way we did business and commerce for airline travel. Now, anywhere across the United States, including Vegas, that you go to take a look at a room, they can't advertise a $40 room price only to have it balloon up to $100 after taxes and fees. That's a step in the right direction. Another step in the right direction is, as we mentioned, Resorts World, a major property here in Vegas on the north end of the Strip, waiving their resort fees as a promotion to get people to come to Vegas in the summer of 2025. Now, again, it's unattainable for these companies to actually keep this as a regular type of promotion because of how much money they need to use to pad into their profits every single year. But it's still nice to see that if that promotion works and the economy still continues to be a little shaky as we go into the latter parts of this year, that it's an option that other properties may just pick up and start to, look at as an option over time. So at the end of the day, yeah, resort fees are a $1.5 to $2 billion scam that has taken Vegas by storm. Over the last 30 years, things have encroached on us as a travel society to where younger generations just figure it's the cost of doing business. And older generations, the people that have been coming to Vegas since the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and early 2000s, look at them and deride them and shake their fist angry that their room stays are artificially inflated. There is no way to actually get out of resort fees. So I wish I had a solution or an answer for you that doesn't involve you putting huge amounts of play into the casinos, establishing actual relationships, being aptly rewarded with a waivance of the resort fees, or spending huge amounts of money on a credit card that you will use later and have a 27% interest rate on. So we'll do a whole other video on credit cards and how rewards credit cards benefit the casinos when you go back home. And it's mind-blowing to know how much money is generated there as well. It's not just the hotel industry either. It's also all those airlines and everything. So subscribe to the channel for that if you guys haven't. If you guys want to support us further and get your names in all of my videos, check out our Patreon option. You'll get your names in the videos just like the people who are going on this side of the screen with me right now. And you'll also get extra videos, content that I can't post anywhere else. When we have live streams that are taken off of YouTube for copyright reasons or content reasons, we put them up there as well. And yeah, we give you over an hour of content. And Patreon is a premium option to join a really great community of people who love Vegas and love hearing the truth. Once again, my name is Steven and I'm not leaving Las Vegas. If you guys are just browsing through and you like this video, be sure to subscribe. We're out here to ruffle feathers if it means to do as much by delivering you the truth about this city, which is still oh so great, but just has a little bit too much corporate greed for my liking. Now's the time of the video I say 3, 2, 1, click. Are you ready? We say 3, 2, 1, and click.